Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Murrayed Life. If you're new here, I'm a reseller on several different platforms, and today I want to share with you some of my sales from the first half of April 2021. So this is from April 1st to April 15th. These are not all of my sales, but these are sales that I want to talk a little bit about, and they're all sales that I would recommend if you see these items in your thrift stores, yard sales, wherever you are sourcing, that you pick them up as well. So if you like what sold videos, give this video a thumbs up and let me share with you some of my sales. So we're just gonna start on eBay, and the first thing that I sold was this J. Crew strapless linen top. And I just want to mention this one because this was in the bag sale video. I don't remember the exact number, but it was over 50 pieces for $20. If you haven't seen that video, I will go ahead and link it above. That was at my animal shelter's thrift store. By far, like the best prices in town because everything came out to less than 50 cents. So this was a great profit for me. So even though it only sold for 22 bucks on eBay, if I see it again at the bag sale or a yard sale or anywhere that it's like $1 or less, I'm definitely going to pick it up because this sold in just 3 days. I don't think anyone's surprised that these Everlane heels sold for $62. I got these at a Goodwill. I think they were only like $4.99 or $5.99, something like that. I got them for a great price and I flipped them within a week. So I sold these on eBay. If you ever see Everlane heels, pick them up because they move very quickly. The next sale I want to talk about are these J. Jill pants that sold for $32 on eBay. J. Jill, it's definitely a brand I pick up, especially whenever you see the linen pieces. Stock up on them before spring and summer and they will fly out of your eBay store. So this Draper James dress sold for $40 within just a day or two on eBay. And it was really fun because this was in a really small haul and I shared it on Instagram, the haul, and it was this, some Tory Burch shoes, the Everlane heels that sold, and a bunch of other really nice things. And I asked everyone, what item do you think sold immediately? And everyone was like, oh, the Tory Burch or the Everlane or the ostrich boots or something like that. And no, it was Draper James. Draper James is Reese Witherspoon's line, and I don't find it a ton, but I always pick it up when I do find it because it's always moved extremely quick. This dress was also adorable. So if you see Draper James, definitely give her a shot. I love to sell Torrid, and these Torrid capris sold for $27 on eBay. I usually only buy Torrid if it's at the bins or if I get it at the bag sale or somewhere where I can get it for $1 or less because it usually sells between $20 and $30 for me, but it always sells, so I'm always picking up Torrid. I always tell y'all that I do like to pick up long, modest skirts, and I just sold this one by Adriana Goldschmied for $24 on eBay. So if you see long denim skirts, I've always sold them between that $20 and $30 mark, and they move really quick. So definitely use the word modest in your title, and I'm telling you, you will that and skirted leggings. I always sell skirted leggings like within a week or two of picking them up, but anything that I tend to be able to put the word modest in the title moves very quickly. Okay, last eBay sale I want to mention were these flame resistant men's like undergarments, and y'all, these sold for $49 on eBay. And if you're not looking at fire resistant clothing, you really need to look into it because this stuff moves super quick and for a really high dollar amount. So always be on the lookout for anything that says fire resistant. Okay, moving on to Poshmark. The first thing I want to share with you was this skirt. It's a BCBG skirt, and BCBG is a brand I'm extremely picky with, but if I can get it for cheap and it's new with tags, I do pick it up. This skirt sold within, I think, just a couple weeks for $30. So BCBG, some of their pieces, to me at least, they look a little outdated, at least the ones that I'm finding. But if you can get it with tags, it'll sell for you. This next sale is by far my favorite sale of the month. I don't think anyone's surprised to see this cat scrub sold for $31 on Poshmark. So scrubs in general, most of them are not worth a ton of money, but when you can find fun ones like this cat scrub, you definitely can price it up. I use the word like veterinarian. I used a bunch of different words to try to sell this and reach the right market that would want cat scrubs. But yeah, if you see any fun scrubs, pick them up, even if you cannot find any comps. I couldn't find any comps really with this one, so I just kind of priced it like, what would a cat lover pay for this? And I kind of just went with that, and it did. It sold for $31 pretty quickly. So I'm slowly selling the rest of my kids' items. I used to pick up kids a lot, but I'm trying to only pick up items that are worth a lot more than like $10 or $15. So I'm just being a little bit more picky with it, but this is definitely an item if you're in the kids section to look for in the girls section. It's Lily Pulitzer, and you can probably just spy it in the aisle, but her dresses do sell for a pretty good amount. In the kids section, you're usually paying like $3 or under anyway, so it's definitely worth to try to at least walk through the kids section, even if you're just looking for Lily. So whenever I'm listing items for sale, I'm really careful about using NWOT, new without tag, because most of the items I'm listing are from Thredup, or they're from a mystery box, they're from a thrift store, and they're secondhand clothing. And I honestly don't know if they're new with tag. So unless I swear that something is like new with tag, like it feels like it smells great, I don't list it new without tag. These Nike shorts I did list new without tag because, like I said, they felt brand new. They were still creased. They literally felt like I was at the store touching them, and I was able to sell them for $25. There's not a lot of Nike shorts that you can sell for $25 in my experience. I feel like Nike always sells $20 and under for me, so I was really happy to get a full price sale of $25 for these shorts, and I only paid $1.50 for them. So I'm not sure where this Wild Honey brand is sold. Maybe it's Marshall's or something, but I picked this dress up based on style. I thought it was a gorgeous dress, and I waited till it went half off. So I paid about $3.50 for it, and I sold it for $30. Again, I don't know much about Wild Honey, but just kind of go with your gut. If you're new here, I always preach, buy what you love, because things that you see at the thrift store that you're like, this is beautiful, someone needs this, those are the pieces that are always going to sell the quickest and for a good amount of money. So this was just one of the pieces that I kind of went with my gut on. All of my really lacy, purple, pink dresses, they're all selling right now. Okay, moving on to Mercari. I sold this Knox Rose pre-owned dress for $23. And I'm pretty sure Knox Rose is like a Target, Marshall's. I think it's a lower end brand. I've heard other resellers say that. But I was really happy to get $23 for this dress. And I got a lot of attention on this dress, mainly on Poshmark, but it did end up selling for $23 on Mercari. So I'm not selling a ton on Mercari, I'll be honest with y'all, but everything, all the sales I am getting are full price, so I'll take it. I sold this Legos Dodge Charger set for $59 on Mercari. You can get actually way more for this. You probably can get $90, $100 for this, but I got this out of a We Bargain box, which is an Amazon returns box. And a lot of those items, they're either open box or they could be missing something because you're buying returns. So whenever I opened to make sure all the pieces were in, there was one bag that was open and I have absolutely no idea how many pieces were missing. It looked like the majority of pieces were there. So I just listed this for $58 and threw it up and just made it very clear that pieces were missing and I had no idea how many. And I was kind of worried. I was like, I don't know if this is going to sell, like, who's gonna buy it, not knowing that there's not all the pieces, and I don't even know how many pieces are missing, but within 48 hours, someone purchased this full price on Mercari, and I immediately reached out to them to confirm before I shipped it that they did see that this was missing pieces, and I was not sure how many pieces were missing. And they were like, yeah, no worries, it's just gonna be a fun thing for me to do. So that was a great sale for me, I'll take it. Okay, this will be fun for my long-time viewers. You have never seen this. I'm gonna share some Thredup sales with you. I do send a lot of stuff into Thredup, and I never talk about it because it's just stuff that's not worth a lot of money. I have a ton of stuff that's donated to me by family and friends. And you know, most of my family and friends are like me. We buy like Fashion Nova and like Target clothes and things like that. So it's not stuff I really want to spend a lot of time listing myself, but I have hundreds of pieces I've sent into Thredup, and I want to say the majority I get like less than $1 payout. So to me, I never seem to like want to talk about it because I don't think it's very helpful to tell you to send in those cheap pieces. But I sent in a couple pieces this past month, or at least these pieces sold this past month. And I do want to talk about it because these are definitely pieces that if you have and you're not having luck selling in your closet, maybe send these to Thredup. Let me share them with you. So the first thing I sold was this Parker blouse, and I bought this blouse at Salvation Army for, I want to say, $2.99, less than $5. But I had full intentions on listing this blouse myself, but on the side of this shirt, it had buttons going down it, and several were unbuttoned, and I could not for the life of me button them back. And so I could not take great pictures, and I didn't want to sell it as flawed because it was such a beautiful piece. So I thought, I sat on that for months. I tried over and over. I had my husband try. Anyway, I just thought, you know what? I'm not listing this myself. I need to send it into Thredup. Maybe one of the girls up there have better fingers than I do, and maybe they can button those buttons along the sleeve. Well, guess what? They did, and it sold for $63. I think my payout was like $26, something in that range. So that was a great sale for me. So if you have Parker blouses that aren't moving, I would send them to Thredup. Okay, last sale I want to talk about was this Eliza J dress. It sold for $62 on Thredup. And I can't remember why I sent in this dress. I do sell Eliza J whenever my friends give it to me. And I want to say this dress was missing the belt. I can't remember if it was or not. Anyway, I ended up sending it into Thredup, and I still made over $20 profit. So yeah, Eliza J is definitely a great brand to send into Thredup. Okay, y'all, those were some of my sales for the first half of April 2021. Check back in a couple weeks and I'll have the remainder sales for the last half of the month to share with you. And if you have any questions about anything, just leave it in the comments. If you're not subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button before you leave, and I'll see y'all in just a couple days for a new fun video. Bye, y'all.